The Gospel reading used for Vocation Sunday begins with the words of Jesus. I am the Good Shepherd. The Good Shepherd lays down his life for his sheep. We've just celebrated Easter. It's a time that transformed the whole of history. But it's a time when we're also invited to experience a very real and a very personal transformation. When Jesus died on the cross, death and darkness seemed to have won forever. But the resurrection changed it all. It showed a power over that death and over that darkness that was greater than any other power. It is a power underpinned by love, the love that was willing to lay down his life for his sheep. And that love and that power surely they need a response from us. In this great Easter season, we approach those two great days in the Christian calendar of Ascension Day and Pentecost. Days that remind us that we are left to be disciples today, but remind us also that we are empowered as disciples today. Jesus, the Good Shepherd who's done everything for us, trusts us today. It's an incredible responsibility, but more than that, it's an amazing privilege. Each one of us are given gifts to discover and to use for God, gifts that might help to transform lives of people around us. The simple invitation that Jesus gave to some of his first disciples was, follow me. Two simple words, follow me. As we think of how we can extend that message to others, we need to also think about ourselves. Why do we go to church? Why is faith important to us? What difference does it actually make in our lives? And from there, we begin to ask ourselves and also talk to others about who we are and why we are and what we need to be doing in order to be the people that God surely wants us to be. Vocation Sunday is a chance in this Easter season to think about the transforming power and love of the resurrection, and to see how we are continually invited to be transformed more closely into the image of God. Calls of ministry will be different. For some people, a call to ministry will be a very public one, standing up at the front of church, leading services, preaching. For some, it will be a quiet, often hidden, but vitally important call. Perhaps there will be to devoted prayer, perhaps to encouragement or to welcome or hospitality. And there are less glamorous calls too, to different roles within the church. But whatever call we have is equally important when we recognize that we're doing it for God. We're not doing it to maintain a church, important though that might be. We're doing it for God. The most important thing of all is that we do think about that calling. Where is God leading us? That's something to think about. It's something to pray about. But it can also be something to talk to others about. And it doesn't just become about us either, because one of our callings is to encourage those around us. We may look around our churches amongst people we know and see people who need encouragement. Encouragement perhaps to know that they are enough as they are. Encouragement to know that they're loved powerfully. And encouragement to explore what God is offering them. Each of us have gifts that are often changing as we go along. And so I'll finish with 3 thoughts. The first, keep talking and listening to God in prayer. And don't be afraid to talk to others as well. But prayer has to be a central part of our lives. Second, don't be afraid to step out in faith and say that you do feel called to a particular ministry, whether you understand that calling or not at the moment. Talk about it, explore it. And finally, and perhaps the most important thing of all, Trust always in the Good Shepherd. Trust in the Good Shepherd as the foundation of who you are and what you do. We're never alone. We're loved powerfully and we're equipped and encouraged to be his disciples today.